What's up, you guys? It's Agile, back in Enshrouded here. And as you can see by the thumbnail, we're going to be building a tower here today. So once again, disclaimer for all my videos here, I do not pre-build most of these. I'd say 95% of them I don't, unless I need to get an idea or something like that. I just kind of build them with you guys as we go through. So I am viable to make some changes here, as you guys know if you've seen any of my other videos. I don't always, I do sometimes. So with that though, we're going to be building a nice little tower here in our village to overlook our main path that comes in from the outside world, right? So just kind of wanted to do a nice little simple build here today. It's probably going to end up being not so simple, but we'll see. I'm hoping it'll be simple. I have a tendency to complicate things, but basic materials that you'll need just to start off the rip here that I'm thinking. Regular stone blocks here are going to be the main, stone part of our actual tower here, because this is going to be a guard tower more or less here, with maybe a little bit of storage or something like that in it. I do have some extra flavor though as well. I got hollow halls block here that we're going to be using for some of the corners and stuff, I think. And then two different types of wood here, the conifer wood block and the palm wood block, just depending on which one I like more for the flooring. And then I do have these half timbered blocks here. We might end up adding in some of that on some of our kind of storage-esque part. And then some red carpet here, because we might actually put some red carpet in our tower here for the floor. But let's get it popping here. If you guys do like this, do consider leaving me a like and subscribing to the channel there. It does help me out a ton and lets me know you guys do like this content. And leave me a comment too if you guys have any ideas or just want to say hi or anything like that. So, alright, let's get this going here. So basically, with our regular stone block here, I like to build in 2-meter blocks to be a little more precise here. But I left some of this open here so we can count together. So basically, for the actual width here, kind of in your square here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4 blocks that way if you're going to build it exactly like I am. And then going this way here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 right there. And then going this way, the long part here, I do have a corner here. If you guys don't want the corner, that's fine. You can change your dimensions up if you want to, but mine is going to be 1, 2, 3, and it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7 this way. So again, just fill this all in here. So the overall dimensions of the outside here, we're going to be 1, 2, 3 coming this way to this corner. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 this way. From this corner, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we come over to this to one corner there. And then from basically from right here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 going this way. And then from this corner to that corner, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes. All right, so I'm going to remove this here now. That was basically just my placeholder there because this is a server and I don't want other people building in this area here in certain spots. So I do tend to mark off what I have planned already. So that's if I get a wild hair and have an idea before I actually want to do a video or have time to do a video. So anyways, we are kind of in the shadow of this mountain here now, but that's all right. So now what I'm going to do is I think I actually want my corners to be this hollow halls block here. And so basically we're going to start building our tower portion here. So I'm going to put this down in my corners here. Oop. Which means that this one over here will probably end up being like that. And we'll see how that looks there. But again, the corners, I'd like it to be this. If you don't like the hollow halls block or you want to sub it out for a different block or regular stone or different kind of stone, that could look good as well. But basically on the corners here, I'm just going to put this down. And we're experimenting all the time with our blocks here. So in fact, I might just get rid of that one and put in our regular stone block there too, just to separate that a little bit. Kind of up to you if you want to keep it like that or not. But anyway, sitting in between here, I'm just going to... Why did I put that one down? Is the question. Why wasn't I doing the walls? Alright. I am the confusion. All right, I wanted the walls like this. I'm not sure why I put down the 2-meter blocks, but yeah, so basically do the corners like this in your walls here. So sorry about that, guys. All right, so the hollow halls here. Then we'll go ahead and go like this here for the corner. So it's gonna, I guess it would kind of end up being the same, they're just thicker. And I'm hoping this one here we can actually have a lot of snapping turned on for this one so it goes a little quicker. Sorry about that, guys. But at least we weren't too far into the build before I realized what I was doing there, my word. Alright, so anyways, now we have our corners down here. You know what, I might actually just connect that. Oop, not right there, but right there. It'll be fine. So that's nice and rounded off there, or squared off, I should say. And then in between here, where we were, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and use these regular stone blocks here. And we will be putting in a door there, so don't worry. And like always, if you guys want to put these builds into your world, which I assume you do is why you're watching this video, then feel free to, you know, make adjustments however you'd like. It don't bother me. If you're building it exactly like me, that's great too. Probably a little easier to follow along here. And we'll come back and add in some windows later here. So now, I think my door is actually... Let me go ahead and put the door on right now. Let me see where I have the actual door. So you have a few different options for doors here. Don't mind all this stuff here. I just got a bunch of decorating stuff in here just in case. But I'm going to use an iron door here, I do believe. I think that's going to look the best. Just want to kind of see how big it's going to be here. If it would snap correctly here. I want to put it in this corner. Would that look good there? It might. Yeah, I think we might put it right there. Let me pick this back up. Oh, no, I wanted to... Okay. Goodbye, Gabe. Alright. Let me go ahead and take this out once and see what that actually looks like then. Okay, yeah, that does look nice. And then we're gonna come back to our hammer here. Go back down to a hollow halls block and go up to the door frame here and just frame that in there. And now we've got ourselves a nice little door there to go in and out of. And I mean, this is gonna be essentially a tower for guarding, but also it might be a little bit more than that too. So what I want to do then is probably use my conifer wood here. I'm going to switch to the 1 meter block here, and I'm going to do something that I've never tried before. I'm going to try to wrap in a layer here. So let me go into first person here so I can go a little faster. So basically what I'm going to do here is just kind of wrap this whole thing in this wood here to break up the stone texture a little bit for this first level here. At least on this side right here. First person can be a little annoying sometimes, but it is kind of nice to go a little quicker when you're building with singular blocks. Get a little more detail. That's going to get rid of our awkward little stubs that stick out of these hollow halls blocks too here, which will be nice here. It is daytime. It's just cloudy. There's the sun. It's up to you if you want to wrap the whole thing in wood or not. I'm going to probably hold off on that for right now for the time being. We'll see here. I might end up just connecting this here because I'd like there to be a division between the actual sort of guardhouse and the kind of storage / living areas here. I'm having ideas as we talk here, but let me go ahead and bring this over here like this, and that'll kind of just help give me a visual reference as to where the corners are going to end up being, or should be. Okay, now I can't get up there. Come on, jump. I think I'm gonna... Not sure if I want to take that off of there. Whoa, I don't know. We'll see here. Okay, anyways. So we do have our door right there. And then this should come down. Let me close this up here. I want to make sure this isn't going to overlap my door here too much. Which it might actually. Yeah, it might. I was hoping that it wouldn't so that we could do some nice framework in here like this. Side over here is not being difficult. Okay, we might just have to leave this as a beam here or something. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right, so now we just want to go ahead and build up this portion over here. First, I think here that... Whoa, wrong button. With our regular stone block here. So I'm going to go ahead and switch now to my 2-meter walls again here. And I'll put that in there. Basically, I'm just going to take the regular stone block and continue it up from where it was, and the hollow halls block up from where it was too. Because then essentially all we're doing is just continuing on the design pattern there. And we're gonna need some fake scaffolding here, so a good way to do that is just to take out your flat block and just place it down in the air there so you can still get up on it. So let me go ahead and do these corners here now. And feel free to go at whatever pace you want to. I mean, I don't build the fastest in the world. I like, you know, detail and whatnot in my builds. I like making them feel alive, so to speak, so... I need a platform right here so I can get up on it. I find it easier with the snapping to be just a little lower here for these nice flat builds like this. About to fall off, I think. Yep, there I went. Come on, there could be a trick to this. Aha! And how tall your tower is really gonna depend on what you want as well. Basically, it can be as tall as you need it to be. You know, if you're going for a much grander style build, then for sure go ahead and make it tall. If you're going for just a simple little kind of town guardhouse or something like that, you know, it could always be smaller too. Why are you not wanting to snap here? Okay, let's be difficult here, huh? Alright, have to do it manually then. It's gonna be a pain. Yeah, for some reason it's wanting to be a pain for me. There we go. Had to come over a little bit more. The joys of the building sometimes. Oh, let's see, that one's off there a little bit, huh? Why is that? Why are you doing that? What happened here? What's going on? not be doing that. Let's try sinking that one into the other wall here once. There we are. Just like that. Perfect. Alright, and now I'm just gonna come out here for a reference. Obviously, we're not the main fortified Fort Calvin like over there, but you know, in the actual lore of Embervale here, it is said that Fort Calvin was the last standing city. So basically what I'm picturing for my headcanon here is that Fort Calvin held out, people started to branch out again. This was maybe the last valley of life here. It was still, I guess, still around, still living. So of course we do want some defenses here, right? And this is going to be one of our main buildings for that. And so let's see here, how tall do we want to make this here? That's where I was getting at that point. I think it should be a little taller than that. So maybe we'll go up another one here and see what that looks like. If I can make that. Yeah. Oh no. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. Here we are. Working good there. Oh no. Oh. Gotta be careful when you're building at such extreme heights. Especially on such a narrow area here. Alright. And I'm purposely leaving that out there. You'll see why here in a second. We're going to build that a little different over there. Let's switch back to our regular stone block here. And don't worry, we'll be putting windows and everything in here too, so I'm just going to leave it completely bare. Some kind of monsters. Alright, now let's go take a peek again here at how tall it is. I'm liking that. That's looking pretty good. So basically when we are over here coming into the city, or into the village I should say. Yeah, because it's not supposed to rival Fort Calvin's or anything like that. It's just supposed to be a nice little guard tower area there. So I think let's build the other part here now. We should be able to do that, and then we'll take a look at how tall it is again here. And by the other part, I mean we're going to build our little kind of storage area here. So to do that, I'm going to switch to my half-timbered blocks here. And then I'm going to bring this out by 1, I do believe here. So like, okay, come on, yeah. So basically I'm just going to probably grab our, gonna be a pain for me here. Might be a pain for me. Yeah, we want to leave that in there. So what happens if I do that? That does leave that in there. It kind of double stacks it though. I'd like to. Oh, that gets rid of all of that then. Oh, okay. Okay, what I was really looking to do was just to extend this out here a little bit. That's probably gonna remove all that. Oh no, it didn't. Okay. So just because it snapped into that then, huh? Hey, that's kind of fun. All right, let's fix our oopsie here. Okay, and then using the half timbered blocks, I'm going to come to the 2 meter and probably can turn on snapping now, but basically I'm just gonna place this in like this all the way around here so it has a nice little overhang. And the same thing on this side, we want it to be lined up here. Yeah, it's gonna fight me on it. Here we are. Just make sure this is a nice square corner here. Otherwise our roof is really gonna have a problem here. Again, turn off snapping. Get this lined up exactly where you want it. Turn snapping back on. Square that corner off. And bring this in here until we match up with this wall. Okay, like that. So now you can see that we have a nice overhang here. And I do like that the wood kind of forms these little like support pillars on there above our conifer wood. That looks pretty fun. Pretty neat. I made that one like just barely able to be achieved to be jumped on there, but so yeah, so now basically what we're gonna do is just come in back in here. Oop, keep our half timbered blocks out, and then I'm gonna press all the wrong buttons here. And then we're just gonna basically grab out our walls here. And let me get rid of this one here. And I want it to snap to that. You might have to set it manually on there. Like that. And then, let me see here if I... Okay. Come on! Come back here. Yeah, that is going to be where it should be. So then you can turn snapping back on here. I'm going to get in here before I close myself back out again. And yes, 4 meters would go faster, I know, but I like to be a little more precise sometimes. So. But making mistakes also does make it feel more realistic, more alive, in my opinion. We do have a nice little hole right here, so I'm gonna just turn this, place that in there. So now from the outside, we can, ooh, broke my ankles. We can actually, oh, here, let me get rid of this. You guys can see, you can actually see that we've got this nice little kind of overhang here. And that's turning out very nice, very pretty looking. All right, now we need a way to get up there. Let's go over here where we're naturally higher anyways. On this rock, and we'll make ourselves... Whoa, that's not where I wanted that. Okay, do this. Alright, then pretty much I'm just gonna cap this off here with a nice roof, which it has just occurred to me that I grabbed no roofing blocks, so... Come back to my castle here and grab those quick. A castle that 1 year will be completed. Alright, roofing blocks, roofing blocks. You can kind of pick what you want for your blocks here. I'm going to actually use granite here. Granite ornamental blocks so that it looks a little stronger, a little tougher. And I missed that. Yeah. Alright, yes, so the granite ornamented roof block. How do you say that? That's a mouthful. And now comes our very most favoritist part in the whole wide world, roofing. Alright, so let's go ahead and try it with the 2 meter here first. Turn on snapping here. Is it gonna work? It may or may not work. What is happening with that? Okay, it is. Oh no! Ah! Okay. Apparently, my fingers will just not push any of the right buttons at all today. Ugh. Alright, let's put in this wall here that I just deleted. I'm worried about this corner over here with our roof, though. But, okay, more shapes. Let's see what the 4 meter one looks like. It'll be a pretty wild shape there. Yeah, maybe I will go back to the 2 meter one. That seemed to work better with our snapping here anyway. It's weird that it wants to like snap in so far there. And if I put it down like this, then we're gonna have light in between there, I do believe. Kind of hard to tell, actually. Maybe we don't have light in there. Oh no, there's light. I saw it. Wait, let me get the right angle here. Pretty sure. Am I crazy? Maybe it is correct. Alright, well, we're gonna assume that's correct. It's getting dark out here too, so I just continuously break my ankles. We'll sleep here for a second. As you guys know, roofing is my least favorite part of building. I like the way a good roof will make or break a build, but I do not like the process of doing it. I'm just gonna say that right now. Alright. Man, I was sure there was gonna be light in between there, but it's not looking like it. So, alright, we're gonna hope for the best here. We'll continue on with our... snap our roof on here. So can I come out correct then? No. Alright. We're gonna have to get rid of this one. Ooh. Like that, and then come in here like this here. There we are. And the rest should be pretty much smooth sailing here. Watch it give me more problems, but we should be able to just continue this all the way over to this corner over here. So it levels up nice there with that. Let me just fly down here and make sure that, yeah, we're looking good on the bottom there. Perfect. Oops. There's some corn growing there. Didn't know that. I don't remember planting that. Somebody's playing a trick on me or what? Alright, anyways. Let's get our roof back out here again. Let's continue this all the way over here. And this is going to be the tricky part here. So when you have weird corners like this, sometimes it works out very, very good. Sometimes it does not. Okay, there it's off. You can see how it's off right there. So this is gonna be kind of hard here. But you have to get just the right angle basically without your snapping on. May have to extend this out a little bit. Okay, there we go. That may have worked the way I wanted it to. Time will tell. Be a little funky there. Okay. And then basically now you have your premise for your roof here, okay? So now we just kind of want to take it up a little bit more here so that it meets up in the middle, and then we can cap it off essentially. So it'll look something like, let's do this. Let's use this corner here because we want it to run flush with this wall essentially that we'll have in here. More or less. How should I explain this? Let's go back up to our 2-meter walls here, and then okay, let me switch to the right block here. So we'll use regular stone in here, and I wanted it to sit flush with this wall here so that it actually sits on this. If I can I do that? You gonna let me, game? There we go. Turn snapping back on here. Okay, so it sits on there like that. That should be good and flush now with, yes, with our wall there. Good. So basically you're just building a connection wall on top of the beam that we ran over from our corners there. So it's flush with this corner, and it should come out correct on this side as well here. And then I'm just gonna essentially build this wall up here, if it'll let me here. Come on, snapping. Okay, you might have to turn snapping off there to get that to line up right for your first one. Then you should be able to snap that in place. I just want this to end up being the same height Is there other walls there? Do I have to go up one more? I don't think so. Yeah! I wasn't sure I was gonna make that, but... You can see how that roof was cutting in there if you put the roof down first. Okay, and then I removed the... Come on. Come on! Come on! Okay. There we go. Where am I placing all these roofs to, or these walls to? Hold up here. Let me fix this here. Got something wild and wacky happening on the inside here. There we go. So I just want to place this down here, and then I may actually have to get rid of that other one there. Is it gonna let me do that? And I just want to bring this down here so that it fills in this crack. That's something really nice like that. So now you should just have a basic wall that looks like this. Here, this roof may have to come off, and then we may have to fill that in. Oh, I need a singular block, I think. Okay, more shapes. It took my brain a second there. My brain is not working today. Do we have something in there already? There we go. There was something blocking that in there. That's why I wasn't building that. All right, more shapes here. 2-meter roofs. And now you can go ahead and place this in here. You should be able to snap this on there now, and it shouldn't mess with it. There, it looks good, like it's built into it, and this side looks good as well here. So now, yes, we're just basically gonna bring this wall up here, or this roof up. So something like, I wonder if we can get away with. May have to do some funky stuff here. Come on. And we're gonna have to put another corner in there right there, so we're gonna have to remove that block and then fill that in. And once you kind of get this roof going, it's nice, and the granite ornamented roof blocks do make it easier for you to kind of see where your flush level is here, like where it lines up at. You can see like everything is so straight that it makes it kind of nice a little bit to actually see where stuff is, whereas like some other roofs are very, very hard to tell. That's just the nature of the beast though. So now let's make sure here. And if we go with a 4-meter, will that connect at all? It will not. Okay. So we basically just want to keep it going here a little bit more. Let's see what this looks like here. If I actually bring this up and then flip this one around, it will make a nice little peak there like that, which is kind of fun, you know? That's what I like about, you know, seeing what different blocks will do with each other there. Oops. So now we've got kind of a fun little design there, I think. So this corner down here I'm gonna have to look at for a second, but let's get the rest of it built. Sometimes it's easier just to get what the end result is for the rest of them. It's a pretty steep roof, but that's fine. Okay, so this corner down here, let's see what we can actually do with this. So if I bring this down like that, you know what I think we're actually gonna do, just to make it simple, just go to your 1 meters. Go into first person here so I can actually see, and I'm just gonna go ahead and, ooh, that's the wrong block. Okay, we want the roofing block here. And I want to be able to, maybe I can see it better from the inside. Perhaps. What are we doing here? Need a platform. Oh no. Okay. Well, there we go. Alright, now let's and grab our roofing block back out here. We do have a little hole right there yet. Not sure if I can get to it here. I may have to. Can we remove? What's that gonna do to my the overall build? And then what if I bring this down here? There's light coming in there somewhere yet. Is that corner not correct? That might just be the way the actual roof block works too. But you won't see that in a while here. This corner looks odd. What do we got going on here? This is why roofing is tedious. What do we have? Put this away here a second so I can see. There we are. Good. So you want it to come down. Basically, you're just going to have to extend it out this way off of your corner. Come from the middle of this corner and come down. And then we can fix that inside later here too. But so basically, this is what your roof should look like here. So you got this nice little half-timbered wall here. And then you've got that nice granite ornamented roof, which is a complete mouthful to say, but so we have our nice tower there. So now this is what I meant by we can see a little bit better here. So you can see how that roof came up pretty high there. So our tower should actually probably be a little higher there, just so that it has a little bit of, you know, height on the actual kind of storage slash other area there. All right, so getting up there now. Let's see here. Did I leave myself a set of stairs? All right, so now I will go back to my actual 2-meter blocks here, and then the walls, push it out, and then we'll just make it another one tall here. And I just really wanna, and like over here now, you can continue this wall as well. And then back to the Hollow Halls block here. You're gonna have kind of a weird gap there. You can just switch to your column block there with your regular stone block and fill that in with snapping. Doesn't take long there, as you can see. We're gonna have to get a little bit closer here now. To this side. Oops. Nope. You need to do as you're told. Snap correctly here. I'm just gonna turn off snapping. Do it manually here. Nope. Stop that. There we go. Alright, so we are pretty tall here now, which is nice. We're gonna be able to see quite a bit here from the very tippy top there. Let's see what this looks like from a good perspective. You're coming in here. That's a nice, good tower going up there. Yeah, I don't actually mind that too much. So we might actually cap it off there. And this is going to be a square top build here. I should have probably mentioned that, but we're not going to be doing a roof up here. If you guys want to do a roof, you absolutely could. But basically all I'm going to do now is just come in here with our regular stone blocks. The ceiling blocks. And then I'm going to switch to probably the 4-meter for now, so I do a little more surface area. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in here. So now we have a nice little area here. Where we have a nice, I guess, little platform up here. Go back to the 2 meter here now for a little more precision. And now you have yourself a nice little platform up here that you can move around on. All right, and then the next portion here. Well, first let's take a look here. So that's how tall it's gonna be. So you have a few options now. Let me grab, where did I put those lights to? I'm just gonna grab some basic lanterns here so that I can light up the inside a little bit for you guys here so you can see a little better. So you have a few options now. Yeah, it still lets light in on the corners there, which is interesting, but if you don't like the light, you can put double layers in there so it doesn't do that. But you can leave your wall like this here. Move some of this stuff out of my like this here, or you can actually add in a side tower to get up. And basically I leave that like that and talk about it now in the video because it's gonna have to basically either be stairs to get up here or ladders. So what do I mean by that? So like either you can build stairs going up in here to get all the way up to the top there, or what you can actually do is remove this wall here and place down a little side area here to get up with ladders. And you can make this as wide as you want. So like you could come out like this here. And we can just make a little extension onto this here. And basically then what you'll have then is another little piece to build all the way up to the top then. So you can put ladders in here to go up, which I think I'm actually going to do just so you guys can see it here. I'll put in my hollow halls corners here. Again, just keep the corners hollow halls. We'll go a little quicker for this one here if I don't mess up. And then stone like that. So you have something like this, then just carry it all the way up to the very top there. So you can get up and down your tower there. So basically all I'm going to do now is just build this up here. But I could get one more. Haha! Alright, build this up here. Okay, good. Like that. And then the hollow halls. Before I box myself in too much here. Oop. There we go. Okay. That one might be off a little bit there, but that's all right. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and build this up here. And I don't think I'll be able to get it any higher there. So then basically what you can do then, let me run out here and find my ladders. I did grab a bunch of those. Here we go. So now basically what you can do is just go ahead and grab your ladders here. And you can just place ladders in along this wall here like so. I want this down just a little bit more here. And it would... let me do some science here. So if I climb on this ladder, does that continue on? It should. Yeah, perfect. So basically what you can do then is decide, do you want this just to be a big open area here like this, or do you want to come in here and use your actual wood, which I'm going to try the palm wood blocks here, I think, and use your ceiling blocks in and create, you know, like another floor basically in here. So it looks something like this. You should be able to still climb up there. we're gonna have to turn off snapping there a little bit. So now you should still be able to climb up here. And then you can get on and off your ladder. Oop, this one is off. My bad. There we go. So let's just make sure that still works there. Oh yeah, good. And then let's grab another ladder here. Place that one down. Good. Should be able to grab it here. There we go. You just gotta walk up and press E. And yeah, I did see the roadmap for this game too, and it looks awesome. I can't wait for it to come to consoles. I have a lot of friends who I think would really like this game on console. That would be awesome if it would come to consoles. But so kind of up to you now. I think I might just leave it nice and tall like this in here. Let's put another ladder in here. And again, you can, when you have your ladder, you can adjust it to be up and down. So let's see it here. You can actually just jump on it too there. I never actually knew that for ladders, so I just learned something new. So then basically, yes, you'll just continue this on up to the top up here. And then you can kind of decide a few options up here for you. If you want to just do a straight tower all the way up, you can. I'm going to experiment here for a second, so just give me 1 sec here. Don't put this into yours quite yet here. I want to test something here quick. Okay, so then if I... Oops. Get out of there. Okay, good. Yeah, and then we can actually just come in here, and then that will look a little bit different then to break up some of that, so it's not just a tower on a tower. Or if you went a little higher, you could probably actually put some stairs in here, possibly. This is all just me experimenting here for a second. Where did I start at? So you could do something like that, and then wall those off there. Or, let me see here, I can remove this here. Or you could actually come in. Can I look right? No, it's gotta be down one more. There we go. Yeah, and then we'll just come in here with our wall. Singular block. Did I have the right materials? I did not. Okay. There we go. Alright, so kind of up to you how you actually want to do it there. So like obviously when you're going up and down the ladder there too, it's going to be off just a little bit there. So what I might actually do is just put a lip around this here. Out of wood. Maybe we should line this thing in wood, huh? Let's grab our conifer wood again here. Back down to our 2 meters. And I'm thinking that we could just line this thing in wood. Like that. And then how far out did we actually come on this side? I think it was like 1/4 was taken up. So like that. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these walls here now. It's kind of up to you. A few different styles for you to choose from there. Let me switch back down here. Remove these. Because now basically when you come out on your ladder here, might have to double wrap this ladder here so you can actually grab onto it. Yeah. So let me switch back to my ladders here. I'll just place one in right there. That should come out right. I should be able to grab that ladder. It's kind of being a pain for me. Let's try it right there once and see what that looks like. There we go. Now you can grab that ladder. Good. Perfect. All right. And so now it's kind of up to you how you want to actually build your little area here. Like up here, this little section of the I don't know, whatever you want to call it, this tower here. I've got a few ideas here, and this is very, I mean, we're just experimenting together here at this point. So grab your regular stone blocks here, and then we'll switch to our, not foundation. Let's go columns for right now. And then okay, come on. Put one down there in the corners. This is what I mean by I turn things complicated. So now we have some nice little pillars there, and then we can actually either put a roof on this here, or we could just square it off too if we wanted to. But let's see what the actual roof that would look like here. Okay, large and in charge. That's what the roof would be. Would kind of match up nice though. Depends on how functional you want it to be, I guess. And you could go with a smaller roof type, I guess, here, so that it would actually not take up and be so bulky, but I don't actually mind that. It's kind of cool. Okay, this corner did not turn out quite right here. Not sure which one is doing it. I think it's this one over here. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so now we have a nice ladder coming up here. So then that way, also if you come up and you run, just take off running, you won't fall off the edge there, which is nice. Let's put down lanterns up here. These are just temporary lighting here. I actually don't mind them there, but then you can come up here and you can get up on your actual roof here. And we're going to add in the Crystallians? I don't know how to say that, but basically the little pillars of stone here in a second, so that it looks more fort-like or castle-like. And now it's kind of up to you for the actual roof here and how crazy you want to go. I think what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and grab probably the flat roof blocks here if they let me. There we go. And I'm just gonna fill these in here, so you can also just jump up there too, which is kind of nice, but alright, now you should be able to grab this, come up and down here. If you want to put in like trap doors or something and make it more fancy, that's fine too. But now you actually have a closed off area. So if you're coming up here and you're a guard and it's raining out or something, you won't actually get rained on there. You can also just drop in there too. Drop in here and grab that. Or you can go ahead and you can actually just run into this ladder here too. Like this. Just step into it and it should grab it for you if you put it in the right position. Oops. Now we'll put some temp light in here so you guys can kind of see. So now you have this nice tower. Make as many rooms or floors in here as you want. You can make some fun wizardy stuff in here. Maybe this is the wizard portion of the tower too, or they have to hang out where the guards go up and down. I don't know. But yeah, so basically you've got a few different options there. Or you could build stairs going up in here, or even stairs out there if you did the spiral staircase, which would be really pretty too, but would take a long time and a lot of tables. So now we can kind of see what this looks like on the outside here, because we haven't looked at that too much yet. And yeah, it just adds a little bit of extra depth in there. And then a lot of times these kinds of builds suffer from 2D effects here. So it is supposed to be more square. It's a military building after all. But we can do a few things to kind of liven it up a little bit. And you can get as crazy as you want with them. We're just going to do some very simple ones for you guys here to see today. It's getting dark out here too. But basically you can go ahead and take out your 1 meter blocks here. Or I guess it could be quicker too. You could either do your columns here and put them in the corner like that, or you could use your 4 meter columns here, which I think I'm going to actually do. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that down there. Place that down right there. Now let's go. Hold on, let me go sleep here quick. This is my temporary building bed here. It's a good time when I sleep for a good water break, you know. Alright, so there we have it going up right there. Let's see what that looks like here. And I run back here just so you can kind of see a better overview of it. Yeah, I don't actually mind that too much. Now you could use wood there or something too if you really want to spice things up or whatever the case may be, but we're gonna leave it like that, I think. There, I don't mind the actual height on that. Again, I'm just trying to give you some ideas here. If you're trying to build it exactly like me and you love the way it looks, that's great. You could actually put let me show you another idea here. You can actually put, oh, I made that too high. You can actually put a corner on there. It should snap in there correctly. Like that, and there you go. So that does make it look a little bit better there. Again, all that's doing is trying to break up the tone or the texture, the 2D texture there. So you can kind of see from a distance here that did add in some extra little flair there, and just gave it a little bit of, you know, a more 3D effect. So go as crazy as you want with some of those effects there. I'm gonna try to make sure I get the other corner like that as well there. So how many tall did we go? I should have counted it for you guys and me. One. I think it's just 2 tall. Let's see here. Does that look about the same? Or are we 1 lower? I'm gonna say we're one too low here, so. Take a look at it now. Okay, let's put our roof block on there. Not sure if it'll let me from down. Yeah, not from down that far. Okay, now let's take a look here. We just want those to be even. And yes, they are looking good. So again, get as fancy as you want on the outside like that. You could put in fancy stuff in every corner if you want. I just like to try to give you guys ideas onto how you can actually improve some of your look of your builds a little bit there and give you some options. So I don't want to go, I never do my videos, like I spend a while on most of these builds after I get done posting them too, just making them exactly the way I want them, but that does take me a long time. And so yeah, I like to give you guys some options and what I'm thinking here, but that way you don't have to spend forever trying to do your builds as well there. So that's dangerous doing it that way. Let's go down here. Okay, and so now we pretty much have that portion good. Now what we need to do is add our little deals on the top there for the archers to stand behind. I think they're like Crescilians. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I'm going to use simple coffins for those here. Again, simple coffins are fantastic for so many things. I'm going to put my doors and lighting and ladders back in there because we shouldn't need that for right now. Yes, I know it's dark in here. We will get to the interior part. As with most of our videos here, we are over an hour already. I don't know where the time goes when I'm building some of this stuff here, but we'll probably end up doing a part 2 for the actual windows and interior design parts of this. And I have a lot of ideas, including some storage, some jail cells, because this is a kind of a fort slash guard area here, and and armor and you know, actual kind of living quarters and all that stuff. So if you like interior decorating, it's going to be awesome. I like interior decorating more than building the outside. That's just me. All right, so basically using your coffins here now, you can do a few different things, but essentially to make this look good too, you're probably going to want the coffin lids, but you have a couple options here. So basically turn them the way that you want them here, and then turn on your fine-tune rotation. So hold R plus right click, and then you can tilt them. So basically you can tilt them in different directions here, and I'm going to tilt them until we are where are we at here? Let me see here, make sure that I'm straight. Ooh, wrong way. There we go, 90 degrees. And then you can bring them up or down here. So we'll just bring ours up, and basically what I'm going to do then is just make sure that they're pretty much flush with the floor here, and I'll put one like that. And then I just want to rotate. Ooh, wrong way here. Which way are we doing here? Hold R, there we go. Rotate this way. So 0 degrees, nice. And then we'll just put this on this corner over here and try to sink this one into the other one there. So basically if it will cooperate with me here, I'm gonna hold Q, slide that over. Come on. And this can be very finicky, guys. Very, very finicky. So you might actually have to make them meet up in the corner there. It's not letting me do my height difference. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, yeah, let's pick this one up. So let's flip this up here again. Flip this up to be at 90 degrees, and then we'll turn off snapping. Was that my problem before? That might have been my problem before. Let's try to, okay, hold on. Let's snap this one in here. Okay, let's rotate this one then. That we're at 0 degrees here. Let's turn off snapping. There we go. That's what my problem was. I was like, why can't I put this down here? But let's go first person so I can actually see a little bit better here. And then basically I'm just going to sink this one in so that it kind of meets up with that one right there-ish. Looks not that high, that far over. Just like that, and we could have came over just a little bit more probably. But you can fine tune it, and there you can kind of see that you can actually effectively make those. If you don't want to spend that long on it, you have another option here too. You can get those exactly right so they look really good, but you can actually use different types of stone too to do the top parts here. And your build hammer here. So you have the one meter block here. the wall block, I should say. So basically then you could just bring this up here, which is definitely much simpler. Sort of look like that, but again, it's just going to be a regular stone blocks there, so it's kind of up to you on texture wise. You could get a different type of material and actually change it out there. You could put castle up here, but the problem is it's going to change your coloration too of your build, which is a little annoying. But yeah, this is, you know, much quicker here than using the actual coffins. But the coffins can, you know, they can work very good. I do like to use them for this kind of stuff here. So back up to 90 here. We'll rotate this over to 0 degrees. First person this, and then lift it up. And yeah, you can essentially put one in right here. And if you don't like that, you can either put the coffin lids on them to seal it up here, or you can just grab another coffin and you can basically flip it up to and then you can just seal it in there. So get it lined up and then sink it in. So kind of up to you on how you want to actually do it. And if you want to look at it from the ground here, you can do that too. So you can see like they both look fine. It's really up to you on how you want to do it. Yeah, I guess I'll leave that option up to you. And then one thing we are going to do too then is whichever option you decide to go with there. One thing that I love to do, it's not super historically accurate, I suppose. But one thing that I do like to do is grab some sort of a railing here. So like a fine stone fence, we'll show you that option. And then I guess we do have the smaller version here too. And then I'll also show you the option of the steel fence here, because I do love to put the steel fences up on stuff like this too here in between your pillars. So climb up here again. And again, guys, if you don't like the ladder, you know, something you could actually do too is make a waterfall right here, and you could actually swim up it, which would be kind of fun. But anyway, that's getting much more technical. So basically now you could just turn on your snapping here, and you can kind of choose which one you want here. So basically you pick which one you want. I mean, if you don't want any of them, you just want it to be kind of a flat area there, that's fine too. But you can kind of see how it looks with the different, either with coffins or with your actual same block here. So so kind of up to you on which one you want to use there. And then from the ground here, I'll show you what that looks like with those different options. So it kind of looks like that there. And I think, you know, I like to use the steel ones because it looks ornate from the ground. But it's kind of up to you on which one you actually want to use. So Oop. Hit my head there. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and use the steel ones up here. And so like I said, it's up to you if you want to use coffins or not on your actual pillars there. I'm not actually sure which one I want on this one. I might actually just use the regular stone on this one, to be quite honest with you. I mean, it does look good with the coffins too, but I kind of like the regular stone on this one for some reason. Usually I am the opposite, but so now on my corners here, I'm just gonna basically build these up here to be too high. This one will be kind of, where are we at here? Why are we hanging over the edge? And you can kind of decide on where you want to put these two as well here. I'm just kind of doing the corners here. there. Okay, that was odd. And then I'll put one right here in this corner as well. And then I think we'll put one right smack dab in the middle here as well. And you can go as crazy as you want with them, you know, basically put them, you know, however you really want to line them up, essentially. All right, and that's going to be enough for me. And that's just, basically, in medieval times, they'd use things like this to hide behind as archers to then shoot down onto the streets below so that you wouldn't get hit by arrows yourself. And you can, if you do, regardless of what you use here, you should be able to sink those in there and they shouldn't stick out then, so you can get some really nice patterns going in there. This one here, what I'm going to do to split that difference, I'll just put one in like halfway here, and then that way we can have enough room to sink in the other half on that side there. If you didn't, it might, same thing with this one here I should have done. If you didn't, it might stick out, you know, on one side or the other there, so just sink it partially into the one you start at, and then sink it into that one. You should be good to go then. Here, let me build one on this corner too. There we are. So there you go. And then we're actually just gonna probably take our fences out here too, and I'm just going to let's see, I should have grabbed the other piece down here. So basically you can kind of decide on what corner piece you want. I'm gonna grab the steel fences just so that it is uniform there. I'll go back up here. Oh no, no, I'm doing myself. I'm gonna go quicker. Alright, so then basically I'll just place these down probably right here. And then we'll see how that actually lines up. Looks really good. Yeah, and I like that a lot. So there you go. Now you have a nice little roof area here where we can actually see around a lot here. If you guys are wondering what's over there, that's going to be our church, our cathedral over there on the hill top. And then we'll have some fancy stuff down below there. But as I usually say in my other videos, if you guys do see anything in here that you're curious about, like our Skyforge one we just released over there, I do have videos for most of these builds here. Longer and shorter than this one. So now we can go down and take a look from the ground here and see what this actually looks like with the roof foundation basically done. So you can see there, it does look much, much fancier there. I do really like that. If you want to get really fancy, you can outline around basically the top portion there, the rim, if you will, with wood or something like that. But I really like this. I think it looks really, really good. And then you can kind of decide on where you want your windows and whatnot, but I think I'm going to do all my windows and everything in the decoration portion of this video because it's already getting really, really long here and I won't have too much to cut out in this video. So I don't like to make it super duper long for you guys. So anyways, like I said, thank you so much for watching here. We do have a very nice build started here. I think it's going to end up being very, very cool, and we'll have a few things to add in here for sure for furniture. And like I said, I'm planning on doing a jail in here, plus some living quarters, and then I don't know, we'll see. We might do like a obviously we want like a little barracks area there for like as far as like armor, or an armory I should say. And yeah, we can go from there, but we'll get all of our lighting added in, our furniture, all that stuff in the next part here. So hopefully this wasn't too confusing for you guys here. I know I always complicate things more than they need to be when I'm building here, but I do try to make them unique and give you a bunch of options here. So thanks so much. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.